Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's J Realms. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I want to take a moment to review Juni, Taisen, Zodiac War. I read the book just a couple days ago and it was great, so I just want to dive into a little bit and share my thoughts on, what I liked and didn't like about the book. Now, before we actually delve into the story and all of its components, I want to take a moment to establish a bit of backstory for the manga. When I bought it, I didn't actually know that it was based off of a novel by Nisio Isen. And then the character designs were by Hikaru Nakamura, who actually created the cover of the novel with it, placed here. I will remember. I will not forget. It's going to be here. The novel was published in 2015 and it garnered a decent fan base, so it was turned into a manga in 2017. The manga is credited to Akira Akatsuki. Alright guys, let's get into it. First, I will provide a summary for both the series and the volume. Here is the one for the series. Every 12 years, 12 fighters take the forms of the Chinese Zodiac and engage in a battle royale. With their strength and mysterious powers, they fight to the death, and the sole survivor is granted the ultimate prize, any wish. Here is the volume summary. 11 of the 12 fighters have gathered, and everyone awaits the final contender, Boar. She is strong, confident, and a favorite to win the 12th Zodiac War. Monkey tries to call a truce at the start, but before she can succeed, the floor explodes, scattering all the fighters. Despite the chaos, one thing's for sure. Only one fighter will remain standing. So I was sold by just reading the first summary, and I ignored the second summary because I didn't want to get too much information about what I was about to read. So yeah, let's dive in. So right off the bat, we are introduced to the Boar. We get a pretty decent insight on her history, her motives, and her thought process. So this kind of establishes her as our main character, which basically slapped my initial thoughts of this not focusing on anyone right the heck down. I was like, oh, I was wrong. Okay, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I can be wrong. After processing this information and basically accepting her as the main character, shit goes down. She walks into a room and everyone's there already, and just to add a tiny bit, a little extra detail, someone's already dead. One of the 12 people is already dead. Everyone's pretty sure that the rabbit did it, and basically that just gives some insight to the audience that this guy, the rabbit, he's not right. There's something wrong with him. He's a little off. And then, the monkey tries to do her thing. She tries to call truce. There's actually some people on her side, which surprised everyone, but then the rabbit raises his hand and he discourages quite a few people because no one wants to be on the same team as him. Yeah, and then that's basically when the bomb goes off. And as soon as the bomb goes off, everyone kind of disperses. Some kind of just wind up wherever because they got blown away. Others decide to hide. But two of the people who actually stay in the building are the Boar and the rabbit. And this sets up a fight. Our first fight, it comes pretty early in the story. I wasn't expecting that. I kind of just thought everyone would get their space right off the bat, because that's usually what happens in a battle royale. So yeah, the rabbit challenges the Boar, and he's pretty trigger happy, which once I realized that, I was like, oh no, he's gonna die. Yeah, he's gonna die. He's going against our main character, and he's eager to start a fight. He's definitely gonna die. Which I was pretty sad about because I really wanted to see more from him. He just seemed like such an interesting character right off the bat. He was a little cuckoo, a little aggressive, kind of silly. So yeah, that's basically what sealed the deal. All of those things, that's what I made it. It was a sure thing he was gonna die. But then, surprise, he doesn't. He doesn't die. He actually kills the Boar because guess what? He's a necromanticist. Basically, the Boar thought she had him, and then, he just raises the body of the guy he killed, who is revealed to be the dragon. So he's one of the twins, and basically he just, he like the dead guy who has been decapitated. It's a headless body. He just grabs onto the boar, and then the rabbit stabs her. Just there, she's dead. And I was like, what? I thought she was our main character. Oh, I guess I was wrong. We are switching between points of view, which they'd been doing it the whole story, but it was basically just between this newscaster reporter guy, Navi, and the boar. So I didn't think there was a reason to really mind it. I figured we'd just be going back and forth between both of their thoughts. But yeah, no, the manga surprised me by killing her off, and the rabbit, he goes on and now he has power over her body. So this big reveal just leads us to the dog, who is hiding in a basement. He's just assuming that no one's gonna find him there, and then surprise, the chicken's here. The chicken's here, and she's like wanting to form a truce with him. And because she had raised her hand to the monkey's proposal of peace, this guy assumes that she's a safe bet. However, he's not fully trusting of her, and I guess it's with good reason. I mean, the battle royale situation isn't really somewhere that you want to be trusting people. He's also assuming that she's a fool, which is how I knew that he was gonna die, because, assumptions make an ass out of you and me. He's assuming that she's a big idiot and that he can take advantage of her. Basically, the chicken reveals what her power is, which is that she can get her birds to search for anything for her. And she tells him about the rabbit being a necromanticist. And together they go outside, and then Boar is sent to their location, or she's nearby, right? So the dog, who specializes in poisons, bites the chicken. But that's only to kind of give her full power. And then he sends her off, assuming that she's going to get killed by the boar. And then he can get away, because he's an asshole. So as soon as the chicken has her full powers, she bashes the dog's head in. And then she's like, okay, I just wanted this full power because that gives me my chance of winning this. Yeah, and then she just sends her birds after the boar so they can eat her dead body. And it works, but it kills a lot of her birds, so, she's a little bit weaker, but she also has her full strength, so she's good. So as soon as the boar is disposed of, she goes into a little supermarket to find some food. There she sees the rat, and the rat is so cute. Like, I love his design. He's just so cute. He reminds me of a little Chobits character. But aside from that, the rat is someone who claims to want peace, and we don't get much insight into his thoughts or motives, so I don't know if he actually wants peace. No one actually does, but it kind of seems like he does because he was sleeping in the beginning anyway. But the chicken and him start talking, and basically she starts getting ready to fight, and he tells her, nah, we're good. Oh, hey, didn't you raise your hand when the monkey proposed peace? And she goes, yeah, and he's like, oh, I can take you to her, let's go. And this is when I was like, oh, no, 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 she's gonna kill you guys, no. No. But yeah, then the book just kind of ends with them meeting, and I'm like, I do have the second book though, so I'm pretty excited to start that one. And then I'll release a review for the second volume, and then we'll be jamming. So now that I've given you guys a play-by-play of the story, I want to talk about some scenes that were done well, and some scenes that I feel could have been done a bit better. So I think the way the story introduces the boar and her backstory is very well done, because the way they talk about her father being very abusive and aggressive and just like a commander in the army, and her mom being very extremely coddling to the point that it's unnatural, gave us a very good insight into what we were getting into with her and her dichotomy. Because she just looks so elegant and put together, but then her nature is extremely violent. Like, all she wants to do is attack people. And her history and the way it was just flashed to us was very well done. Um, so I really liked that scene. It was good. The next scene that I thought was very well done is the bomb or the big explosion leading into the fight with the rabbit and the boar, because it all happens so fast. After the explosion, there's like a panel or two to breathe, and then immediately the rabbit confronts her and challenges her. The fight itself is very fast paced, and it just translates very well when the rabbit's like powers include super speed and the boar has her, guns. So it's drawn in a way to show not just the destruction of the bomb, but also the animosity that these characters attack each other with. I don't know if it's their first time meeting. I think for a lot of them it is, but they just go at it so hard, like with absolute hatred and bloodthirst. And I love it. It's well done. It basically just set the mood for the rest of the story, and this is honestly the scene that got me into it, because before that I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, that scene got me really into the story, got me ready. Scenes that I think could have been improved were basically the entire exchange between the dog and the chicken, or rather their final scenes together, because I just felt like it should have been dragged on a bit longer. Maybe this is because it's going from a novelized version to a graphic novel, but I think like they just moved a little too fast with it. There could have been a bit more exchange. There could have been maybe some intel on what the chicken's thinking, because I think that would have just made it more interesting to know what both of their thought processes are, as opposed to just seeing the chickens in the last little scene right after she kills him. I didn't like that, because it's kind of like the villain getting their big old monologue speech right before they do something bad and then they get taken down, except backwards. And I don't know, it just didn't interest me as much. So yeah, that definitely could have been improved on. Another scene I feel could have been done a bit better is her backstory, because while it does give us insight into what she's like, I just feel like there wasn't enough from her perspective, and maybe I just didn't like the character in general as much as others. So that's it for scenes that stuck out to me. Aside from that, I want to express that my favorite characters were the dog, the boar, and the rat. The rat, I already gave reason as to why he's my favorite design. He's just so sleek and like modern, but then he reminds me of the Chobits characters, and they're like, here's a side-by-side comparison. You know why now. Aside from that, I just really like the boar, because even though she looks so elegant and so well put together and kind of delicate in a way, she has like some very sharp features, like the horns, her eyes, and then the kind of stabby irony thing she has coming out of her shirt collar. She's just very well done, and I love it. Then she has a rose right between her collarbones, and basically the rose is just such a great description of her. Beautiful, elegant, and thorny. Next character is the dog. Basically, I just liked him because he looked like the animal he's supposed to be. Also, he's also kind of what drew me in the first place, because I thought it was going to be like a werewolf story or something. Like just supernatural stuff, but then I read it and I was like, oh, it's better. Oh, and while he wasn't my favorite design because he was kind of simple, I really liked the ox, because he reminded me of Hela from Thor Ragnarok, because they both have the horns. Here's a side-by-side comparison. Tell me I'm wrong. They both even have the dark black hair, okay? That's it. I'm out. Bye. See you never. Just kidding. See you guys soon when I, have another video. Bye!